Tonight, on a special edition of Evening, looking for a one-of-a-kind getaway? We'll visit some of the most memorable destinations in Washington State, where you can be a lighthouse keeper for the night, live like a hobbit, and fall asleep under the stars in a greenhouse. It's Evening's 20 unique getaways.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. We are about to embark on a whirlwind tour of 20 one-of-a-kind getaways, starting with this one right here. The Gaslight Inn in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood.
It's a bit of a hidden gem, even though the home was built in 1907. It's a bed and breakfast with 3 floors, 6 rooms, and tons of history. The city awarded it landmark status in 2015, and after you're done admiring the turn-of-the-century architecture, you can relax next to the heated pool out back.
Oh.
Did you bring your suit?
I did not. If I did, though, it would be a century-old suit, just to stay in context with everything.
The whole body
now,
thing.
If you want to leave the city and just get away, how about a stay in a real, honest-to-goodness lighthouse? Well, you can do just that in Clallam County. Anyone who joins the New Dungeness Lighthouse Association is eligible to stay here for a week for a very reasonable price. Guests usually do a bit of maintenance during their stay, a little fixing up, but mainly they just relax and take in the views.
Well, there's another lighthouse experience that's up in Bellingham, but that one, it's all about luxury. It's the Lighthouse Suite at Hotel Bellwether, a freestanding 900 square foot room with 360-degree views from the top of the tower. Okay, I'm biased because that's actually where I got married at Bellwether.
I know, you go on and on about it.
But staying in the lighthouse is an experience you will truly never forget.
Well, how would you like to stay at a cottage straight out of a fantasy book?
All
There
right.
is a Hobbit house on ORCAS Island. No kidding, take a look.
It looks like something out of a movie,
It's created its own energy here.
or maybe a dream.
Oh, look, there's a bird right there. Oh. Yeah.
When guests like Texas newlyweds Jessie and Jason SEILER stay at Suzanne DeJay's cottage, they're embarking on a getaway to Middle-earth.
But we knew immediately this is where we wanted to stay. People can't wait to get here.
I don't think we went to bed till 2 o'clock just because we kept finding things like, oh, there's a deck up here. Oh, look at this.
Neighbors here on ORCAS Island know it as the Hobbit House.
It kind of created itself.
It was designed and built by alternative architect Sunray Kelly.
They drew out the plans on a napkin. So this handrail we got off the beach.
It's part fairy tale castle, complete with majestic tower,
Rapunzel, Rapunzel!
and part treehouse.
So great expanse.
I'm the king of the world!
All hand-built using local, natural materials.
It makes you feel more like you're in the woods than you are in a house.
The Hobbit House, bringing fairy tales to life in the San Juan Islands.
Brings me a lot of joy.
So to be clear, there's no size limit for the Hobbit house.
No.
Like you can be tall and stay in, it's a regular sized person Hobbit house.
A regular sized house, but it looks like a Hobbit house.
Yeah.
It's delightful. If you'd like to book a stay there or at any of the locations you see in this very show, just text the word getaway
Correct.
to 206-448-4545. I'm very confused by technology. We'll send you all the info you need to do just that.
Well, you can put technology aside at this next place. It is also in the San Juan Islands, and it's a bed and breakfast on a boat.
Ooh.
This is the WHARFSIDE. It's in Friday Harbor, and it's been a B&B for more than 3 decades. Laura and Eric Concord stayed as guests, and they loved it so much they ultimately took over operations. There are 2 private staterooms and enough space in the kitchen to cook a full breakfast.
I can appreciate a full breakfast. You know, San Juan Island is also a great place for glamping. And you can take your pick of accommodations at LAKEDALE Resort. I've stayed there. There's a 1978 Airstream trailer right next to a lake stocked with trout. They also have non-rustic log cabins, yurts, and campsites. They even have everything you need for a campfire.
So you would recommend that place, having stayed there?
Absolutely.
All right, well, the next place that we're gonna head is on the Hood Canal, which is always a gorgeous place to vacation, but there's a really unique spot in Lilliwap where you can stay and shuck.
When you wake up in the morning and you've got that sun and that water, it's a beautiful setting. Mike's Beach Resort's named after my father, Mike. When people come to stay here, they get to enjoy the great outdoors, quintessential Northwest. We have 22 units. You can stay in a cabin. It's a family staycation place. It's just 2 hours away from Seattle.
Nice oyster, can I see it?
Sure. My husband and I live here with our 2 children. The oyster farm is just a little walk from your cabin. It's easy to get the oysters. You just pick them up off the floor, put them into your bucket.
We usually come 2 to 3 hours before the tide, and you try to spread out throughout the whole beach. Anywhere from a 2-foot tide below, you're gonna be able to find good Pacific, naturally respawning oysters. The hammer's everything down here.
It's not only about the shellfish, it's going and getting the shellfish yourself. It's preparing them and then enjoying the oysters.
So we're gonna do 2 different types of clam, the butter clam and the most typical steamer clam that you'll see at most of your restaurants. And then of course, to top it off, Pacific. I'm just gonna add some natural herbs from the garden. Go ahead and go with some full garlic cloves. Steamer clam. White wine's the traditional. Barbecued oyster from the Hood Canal fresh is a life-changing experience.
It's nice to take some time out and connect with your family. This is Washington. This is the Pacific Northwest.
Mama, I need my wallet.
It's a special place to us that we want to share with you. And we're gonna treat you like family.
Oh my gosh, it is so pretty there.
It really is.
Yeah.
Now let's head on over to Snohomish County where you can stay in a tree house while enjoying cannabis culture. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Mountain View's Treehouse joint is a pot-friendly glamping experience. Guests are encouraged to become one with nature while also smoking it. Don't miss out on meeting the farm animals too. As you might guess, it's a 21 and over destination.
Okay, if you would like to go to Morocco
Yes.
or go on safari,
Sure.
you don't have to book a ticket to North Africa.
No, that is true. All you have to do is head on out to Whidbey Island. Here's Angela.
This is the Moroccan.
It's just a tent in Denise and Ron's backyard, but they've turned it into transportation to North Africa.
And when you're inside, you just feel like you're someplace else.
The WT, or Whidbey Town, hasn't been open very long. Yet Jerry and Karen are here for the 3rd time.
The wildlife around here, everything is just, you know,
Yeah.
we couldn't ask for more. It's amazing
I think
experience.
I heard a deer this morning nibble on the side of our tent.
Oh.
It was awesome.
When Denise and Ron first decided to open their backyard, they sold out within 2 weeks.
Just we're going, oh my God, what is this?
Apparently, there's an interest
Yeah.
for glamping.
Okay, here we go. We're jumping in.
The Moroccan is one of just 2, and that's intentional.
We won't ever go any bigger than this. We only want to cater to 4 people, just 2 couples, and just make their evening
Romantic.
just romantic.
The World Traveler is the other, with its inviting safari theme.
We dreamed it up, basically, you know, with the look of all this.
There's also a kitchen stocked with complimentary eggs from their 18 hens.
Gourmet kitchen,
Yeah.
she's just in her element over
Yeah,
there.
I
So
love that kitchen.
Guests are encouraged to stroll through the garden and enjoy any herbs they might find. Or,
If you're here at the right time, you either get to nibble on strawberries or raspberries.
and the place simply glows after dark.
Just come here and relax. We all need that.
Thank you, Angela. I love that one family took the initiative to do something so creative.
Yeah, for other families, right? There's another couple in Paulsbo who are also offering a very unique stay on their property. It may be as close as you ever come to feeling like a plant.
This is Quarter Country Farm, and we are located in Paulsbo, Washington.
A dreamy, quiet retreat where guests can sleep in a farmhouse or camp or choose a third option.
I think everyone's favorite is our glass house.
a beautifully appointed and still fully functional greenhouse.
We still do use it to start all of our tomatoes and peppers in the winter.
Is this the most luxurious greenhouse on planet Earth?
It may be.
There's a creek right down along the side of the greenhouse, so there's a lot of, at night you get to go to sleep listening to thousands of frogs.
The room sleeps too, and while it is temperature controlled by nature, the quarters do what they can to make it comfortable.
In the colder season, we have a heated mattress pad on there. Clear nights, you get to watch the stars while laying in bed. We've had people stay in there while it's snowing.
They said, I feel like I'm in the middle of a snow globe. It was so cool.
For those concerned about modesty, there's a strategically placed barn blocking views from the main house.
We don't have restrooms, but we do have the prettiest porta potty in town.
A nearby fire pit and lawn games is more than enough for a memorable stay. But there's more.
You're coming into our petting zoo.
Here, visitors can hold baby bunnies and these curious hatchlings.
Lots of people have never seen or held a baby turkey.
Around the corner, you can help with the so-called alpaca car wash. Or learn how to milk Mary. Kevin and Denise want to introduce guests to a new way of life because they are also first-time farmers.
Kevin did 21 and a half years in the Navy as a submariner, was deployed constantly.
Work and love created a welcome that's worth experiencing and clearly one of a kind.
It is honestly such a special place, and Quarter Country Farm also does weddings in case you're looking for a unique location for that event.
That would be a nice, unique location.
Yeah.
Here's another one for those who like it hot. It's a place at the base of Mount Rainier. This is the so-called Cannibal Hot Tub at the Paradise Village Hotel. It's essentially a giant cauldron of water fed by a mountain stream that's heated by a fire underneath. You can take a soak after a long day of hiking and then stay in one of the 12 rooms at the hotel.
More one-of-a-kind destinations still to come. Travel back in time at this Seattle hotel. Plus, how you can sleep in a world-famous rolling hut and the waterfront animal sanctuary that welcomes overnight guests.
Welcome back to evening's Unique Getaways special. You were listening to the dulcet tones of a 1910 phonograph here inside the Gaslight Inn.
Oh, I love you, mommy. How love you, mommy.
Please no.
Our next stop is another place where you can, sorry about that, another place where you can step back in time and spend the night in an officially recognized National Historic Landmark. The Panama Hotel in Seattle's Chinatown International District was home to Japanese laborers before World War II. Now, when they were rounded up and taken to internment camps, their belongings were left behind. They're actually still here in a building virtually unchanged since 1941.
It is such a fascinating place. Okay, let's head to the METHOW Valley next. That's where you can stay inside the world-famous rolling huts. They're just off Highway 20 near Winthrop. So they have wheels, but only because the space was zoned for an RV park. They don't actually roll. Each hut comes with a small refrigerator, microwave, fireplace, and Wi-Fi, so they're a great getaway option year-round.
Okay, now just north of Spokane, you can live like a cowpoke for a bit.
Not looking.
Yeehaw! Welcome to the K-Diamond K, a working dude ranch just outside Republic. For years, the family-owned ranch has shared the adventure of a cattle drive with city folks like me. There's also fishing, wagon rides, and other ranch life activity. It's an all-inclusive experience.
Are you still doing that? I'm still not looking. Okay, from rustling cattle to a peaceful farm. Ellen found a place where you can actually sleep at an animal sanctuary.
Far, far away, tucked on ORCAS Island, is a farm. But this is no ordinary farm.
The first time I saw this property, I was by myself and I just got this feeling in my stomach like, oh my God, there's so much. Someone needs to come here and take care of it and love it.
Pebble Cove Farm is an inn and organic farm resting on 4 acres of peaceful, quiet bliss. But when you open your room's door, don't be surprised if you see some of the other, more permanent guests.
Hey, buddy.
We really wanted guests to have an opportunity to not just look at the animals, but feel them, pet them, play with them, snuggle them. Let's go.
Pebble Cove's owner, Lydia Miller, has collected a menagerie over the years, adopting animals from rescues and shelters.
As of now, we have 2 ponies, 1 goat, 4 sheep, 2 beloved pigs.
You can find your food in one of the most incredible parts of the farm, the organic garden.
There's a chalkboard at the entrance and guests can see whatever's ripe and get a basket. Kale, Swiss chard, carrots, radishes.
Lydia encourages her guests to get familiar with the dirt and get in touch with their food. Home seems far away when you're at Pebble Cove, and that's a good thing.
I mean, this is really the anecdote for a lot of people's lives. And it is a nice thing. Yeah. It feels good to be sharing that.
Thanks, Ellen. Also worth noting, all of Pebble Cove's rooms have 180 degrees, that's hot.
Water views, 180-degree water views.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's good.
That's good.
Coming up, sleep in the house from twilight, camp in a bubble, and experience summer camp for adults on the Washington coast.
We are touring 20 of Washington State's most unique getaways tonight, and we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the Twilight series, which is, of course, Jim's favorite films of all time.
That's the ones where the vampires sparkle?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, see? I know stuff.
But did you know you can spend the night at Bella Swan's house?
Did not know that.
The same one they used in the movie. Technically, the home is just across the border in St. Helens, Oregon, but since Twilight is set in Forks, we're claiming it.
And there's another Twilight-inspired getaway that is in Forks. The Miller Tree Inn has been designated the Cullen House because it closely matches the description of the vampire family home in the books. We're told the innkeepers also speak Twilight, so to speak, so fans will be in good hands.
Well, if you're into artsy little places, they're kind of off the beaten path, this next place may be for you.
Saint toured this unusual getaway in Seaview.
Have you ever wanted to sleep in a Silver Streak, slumber in a Spartan Manor, or wake up in an Airstream Wanderer? A fleet of vintage travel trailers is just part of the charm at the Sou'wester Lodge.
It's like summer camp for adults. When you walk around, you feel like you're taking to another time period. So this was originally Senator Corbett's private residence when Seaview was kind of the resort town for Portland's elite.
The lodge is made up of suites, each with its own bathroom, kitchen, and record player. There's a main hall where musicians often play, and a small store where you can buy things like locally made blackberry jam.
There's renewed interest in these vintage travel trailers.
The finest of the fleet might be this 1950 Westcraft Capistrano with its beautifully restored woodwork. But the tri-level African Queen has the most interesting decor and is by far the biggest.
It sleeps up to 6, so it has 2 single beds in a sunken bedroom, a short loft, and a master bedroom.
For a laid-back vibe and a visit to another time, consider the Sou'wester Lodge. It's funky in the best possible way.
Thank you, Saint. By the way, you can book your next birthday stay at the Sou'wester, and they will flock your accommodations with pink flamingos.
That would be almost as memorable as our next destination, where you can sleep inside a bubble. It's called the Under the Stars Bubble Tent Adventure, and you'll find it in HOODSPORT. Guests sleep in an inflatable bubble hut complete with a queen-size bed. It's only about 200 feet from the Hood Canal, so the view is great day or night.
When we return, spend the night in a medieval castle and swim. Evening's 20 unique getaways will be right back.
Welcome back to Evening, our unique getaways special, and it wouldn't be complete without a castle.
Yes, over in Squim, how would you like to spend a night like a night?
See what you did there?
I love wordplay.
The so-called Lavender Castle is in a residential area, but it'll make you feel like you've transported back to medieval times.
Yeah, the castle-shaped Airbnb features costumes and crowns, so you even dress the part of king or queen. And when the lavender is in bloom, you can stroll through the field right outside. So there you have it, 20 unique getaways, all within driving distance. So go on, get away.
For links to any of the destinations that we featured in the show, again, just text the word getaway to 206-448-4545.
A big thank you to the Gaslight Inn for hosting us tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Good night.